going on, everybody? We're gonna go over a really good hamstring type exercise to not only help build a little bit of strength, but also work on flexibility. So the benefit of this exercise, these half kneeling slide outs, is that we're going to lengthen the hamstring muscles under tension. Okay, so we're kind of killing two birds with one stone. What I do is I will have one knee down, so I'm using a pad obviously here for comfort. I'm going to take a slider. So what I'm working on is my front hamstring here. So what I do at first is I just slide forward like that, and then I'm really digging that heel down into that slider, and then I'm coming back that way, okay? So at first, to get a little bit of the sensitization down, you can keep the knee bent a little bit like that, and then bring it back up. Start with shallow movements, and then as you get a little bit more comfortable, I can go a lot more with a straighter knee, and I'm hinging. I'm even rotating a little bit through my pelvis, all the way down, and then all the way back up, just like that, okay? So I'm working on eccentric load through the hamstrings there. A lot more hip focused, obviously, the knee stays straight. So I just, rep it out. So I could go in different angles. So whether I'm going straight out to the front or straight out to the side. So what that's gonna do is when you come out at different angles, now we get a little bit more adductor focus. So I can go all the way out here, just like that, and then bring it back. I can come across the midline to bias a lot more of the outer hamstring. Again, I can play around with different bends through my knee, straight knee, bent knee, doesn't matter, work up towards it. One thing is, don't be a hero, if you will. Like sometimes people they're competitive. They're gonna slide all the way out. There's a lot of tension at that point. So when you're trying to dig yourself out of that, you might not have the capabilities, and we could trigger maybe a potential injury there. So you just want to start small, work your way up to it. One other just quick benefit of an exercise like this is while I'm sliding with this front leg, if I keep my core intact and this hip in a good stable position and alignment, I'm actually getting some good hip extension through here. So creating a little bit of stretching through the hip flexors. And then as I bring myself back from here, yes, I am contributing this motion a lot to the hamstrings, but it's also this hip flexor on this side to help me bring it back. So getting a little bit of reciprocal hip action and just different muscle groups there. So a lot of people complain about having tightness in their hamstrings for whatever reason, they can't touch their toes, or there's a feeling of tension in that region. I think most of the time, this isn't an actual hamstring issue, at least not in the sense of what people think, as in the hamstrings are tight or they're short. The things you want to consider that I think are maybe a little bit more pertinent: weakness in muscles like hamstrings often will portray a feeling of tightness. Okay, so whenever we feel those symptoms, doesn't mean that our next solution should be to stretch. Why don't we work on strength? Number two, sometimes those symptoms are actually nerve related. So there's other things that we're gonna look at for that. So go ahead and do this the next time you feel tight and let me know how you feel. I'll see you on the next video.